Hello guys, welcome back to our Anime Explainer. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Killing Fields Hall. Luo Feng was engaged in discussion with Hong and Thunder God about the previous 3 battles. As they sat together, they couldn't help but to talk about them. The fight with the female fighter dealt a huge blow to Luo Feng. He wasn't afraid of losing, just that loss was too bad. This meant that Luo Feng was still a lot weaker than his same level's pinnacle. There were definitely plenty that were much stronger than him. Luo Feng saw with the corner of his eye a worker from the killing fields approaching them. Thunder God too looked over. There was only their group there. He looks like he's looking for us. Hong said softly. The killing fields worker was a skinny man with a pointy nose. He smiled as he said, 3 sirs. There is an owner of a meditation room upstairs who has called for you 3, please follow me. Meditation room owner. Luo Feng was shocked, exchanging glances with Hong and Thunder God beside. The big hall was a resting and chatting spot for many of the heirs and disciple elites. And the meditation rooms, they were extremely secretive rooms. Many powerful people specially rent rooms for long periods of times. The owners of these rooms were mostly at least a universe level, or they had an absurd amount of money. Please lead the way. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God got up. Very well. The worker led the way, very quickly following the winding stairs, reaching the 2nd level. The first level was an incomparably spacious and vast big hall. The second was a serene and beautiful labyrinth. Within it with meditation rooms were all about. Many universe-level warriors and even domain lords, or even the stronger sector lords, were within these rooms. Within the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, the sector lords were deemed as the pinnacle of strength and power, while they mostly moved about within the virtual universe Ganwu continent, not the Black Dragon Mountain Island. After all, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire had too few sector lords. To be able to meet within the virtual universe was very rare. Naturally, they would all move to the Ganwu continent. Over there, the strong were plentiful like the clouds. This room. The worker smiled and stood at the door, gently knocking. Enter. A thick voice resounded. The door was pushed open. The worker bowed respectfully. Sir, I've brought the 3 guests. Following that, the worker left. Luo Feng and his 2 bigger brothers were carefully examining the standing tall and sturdy man within the room. His entire body was greenish-black, almost like it was made of steel. 3 of you, come in. The tall and sturdy man said. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God didn't fear anything, walking directly into the meditation room. Entering the room, the entire mediation room felt like it became brighter instantly. Luo Feng got a sudden shock after looking at the tall and sturdy man before him. This man's left chest, on his battle robe, was a medal. The picture was a torrent of blood with 2 planets floating. A universe 2-star mercenary. 2 stars. My God. Luo Feng was completely shocked. To enter the universe 2-star mercenary exams, one of the conditions was to must have reached the strength of a domain lord. Hence the universe 2-star mercenaries, lowest strength was a domain lord, sometimes even sector lords. A domain lord warrior, what was this concept? The Silver Blue Empire, or the Kaluo Empire, etc., the basic level universe empires, they wouldn't dare trifle with a domain lord. They were the owners of their own territories, able to gain the recognition as the strong within the universe. If the universe-level warriors were able to destroy Earth, they would still require multiple attacks to succeed. But the domain lords only require 1 punch, with a scattered punch over the ocean, causing huge waves to drown the entire Earth, causing extinction. This was a domain lord. An existence able to make a universe-basic-level empire quake in fear. Back then, the owner of the Horned Dragon Star was also only a domain lord. And the one right before them was stronger than the normal domain lords. We greet you. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances, at the same time speaking in respectful tones. Respecting the strong, this was the most common form of courtesy within the universe. I've already been observing you 3 for over a month. The tall and sturdy man looked at the 3 of them, revealing a smile. Ever since you entered the killing fields, you've been in here training every day, without ever stopping a day, am I right? Luo Feng was shocked. This man was at least a domain lord, and has been observing them for over a month. Luo Feng turned to look at Hong and Thunder God. They too were in the same state of shock. However, I don't understand why you keep staying here in the killing fields. Coming here once in a while is fine, but staying here for long periods of time, that's a waste of time. The tall and sturdy man looked curiously at the 3. Waste of time. Luo Feng's eyebrows creased. What do you mean? Thunder God too creased his eyebrows. Hong was looking silently at the man. Didn't your teacher ever tell you, the fastest way to evolve, the most effective way to improve is to engage in training while in life or death situations? The tall and sturdy man asked curiously. This I understand. Thunder God said. Hong and Thunder God naturally knew. The era of which Earth produced the most number of warriors was during the Great Nirvana, also during the Mu-Ya crystals period. Back during the Great Nirvana period, within a few years, humans evolved from being weak to suddenly having a large amount of warriors, even to the point of star travelers appearing. And decades later, when the Mu-Ya crystals were discovered, another large amount of warriors were produced. If you know, then why are you still staying here in the killing fields? The tall and sturdy man asked. This is also a life or death battle, battles with extreme dangers. Thunder God said, wrong, completely wrong. The tall and sturdy man laughed, smiling as he shook his head. Looks like you three don't have a teacher, or your teacher's level is very low. Luo Feng and his brothers listened carefully. A domain lord level warrior speaking to the three of them. This was their good fortune. Do you know why your powers will rise greatly during life or death battles? Quick enlightenment. Fast evolution. Do you know the logic behind it? The tall and sturdy man looked at the three. They shook their heads. This was something they truly didn't yet fully know. The tall and sturdy man sighed. With life or death, there's great fear. With life or death, there's unlimited motivation. Just like facing a needle piercing towards your eye, one would unconditionally shut his eye as a reflex. Facing death and such dangers, the body's every cell will unconditionally struggle, even the genes would race to evolve. The fear of life or death will cause even the body's soul to reach a peak state that one normally wouldn't be able to reach. Under these circumstances, man will easily gain enlightenment, evolve and grow stronger. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God all held their breaths. This is a form of unconditioned reflex. Or you could call it a life reflex. In the face of death, life would unleash from its deepest depth the strongest form of struggle. Some people have trained hard for decades being unable to break through, maybe from just one life or death experience that could cause them to break through. The tall and sturdy man looked at the three. There's great fear in life or death situations, with limitless energy. This is why countless warriors risk their lives and battle in these situations. Luo Feng repeatedly muttered to himself, there's great fear in life or death situations, there's limitless energy. Hong and Thunder God too were deep in thought. The strong I'm talking about are universe levels, domain lords, sector lords, and even the undying. The tall and sturdy man emphasized, over 99% of them joined the Universe Mercenary Alliance, engaging in life or death missions. The Battle Axe Coliseum is incomparably brutal. Every battle is life or death, there's always one who dies. Such a place, yet it's able to be so successful. That's because engaging in such risky battles is the quickest way to evolve. The Universe Warriors, how many of them haven't engaged in such a perilous journey to get so far? The man looked at the three of them. That's why I was curious, why the three of you are wasting so much time within the killing fields. Spending a few days once in a while can be considered training. However, the battles and training, teacher effect etc. within the killing fields can never fully emulate the effect of a true life or death battle. That's because the slaughter space, the battle space, even if you die, you'll be revived in an instant. This is the virtual universe. It can never fully let you feel the dangers of life or death. Naturally, you'll never achieve the full evolution effect. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God all completely understood. Why after so many days, experiencing so many bloody battles, especially within the slaughter space, the three had customized so many strong warriors, causing them to be extremely excited in their kills. However, the three's body evolution efficiency was still the same as before. Hong was still a star traveler level 9, Luo Feng and Thunder God's bodies were still the same without any improvement. Maybe their skills and experience had improved, but their bodies and foundations haven't made too much progress, right? There's no real threat in the death in the virtual universe. People do not feel the sense of danger here. After all, it's a virtual world. There's instant revival after death. There's naturally no real fear, fluster, anger etc. Luo Feng thought within, at the same time roaring in his mind, Barbata. Why are you shouting at me? From his consciousness, Barbata said softly, why didn't you tell me all these? That spending long periods of time within the killing fields would be a waste of time. Luo Feng raged, you cannot blame me. You already have the golden horned beast body, so you have no bottleneck to break through. You can constantly improve until the pinnacle of the sector lords. Why go engage in life or death missions? Even though the evolution would be faster, but the risk of death is very high too. When your strength is higher, it wouldn't be too late to go then. I'm fine, but what about my older brothers? Luo Feng asked. They? Without the threat of life or death, the star level can be considered their peak. Barbata said, their peak? Why didn't you say so earlier? Luo Feng only understood now that spending time in the killing fields was a waste of time for Hong and Thunder God. The mission the master gave me was to train and nurture you. And not to train and nurture Hong and Thunder God. When you get stronger, you can go on these life or death missions. I would remind you in the future, it's not much loss to Hong and Thunder God. The training plan has always had you as its core. Barbata said it clearly and frankly. When Luo Feng started feeling apologetic towards Hong and Thunder God, life or death missions. Hong and Thunder God's eyes gleamed. No wonder I've been unable to break through and reach the star level. Hong said softly, life or death missions, yes, that's the life that suits me. I kept feeling there's no thrill in the peaceful life, no strength or zest in my body, so it's that way. Thunder God eyes too lit up. Third brother, shall we get ready for an adventure? Thunder God looked at Luo Feng. At this time, the tall and sturdy man standing beside smiled. Life or death missions are something every strong warrior has to experience. Breaking through each level, exceeding oneself, that's the path of the strong. However, before that, I have to remind you a little, the importance of the body's foundation. Different bloodlines have different evolution efficiencies. Some evolve easily during life or death situations, some others have it much other even in the same situations. Some races, when they reach maturity, they can reach star level, even universe level, or even domain lord level. This is the bloodline. Look at this list, it separates the human bloodline into 10 over different bloodlines. Take a look, which of them do you 3 belong to? Maybe I can help you evolve on the best path, taking a less windy road. The tall and sturdy man smiled as he said, pointing towards the screen. A list appeared on the screen. Luo Feng turned to look. Hong and Thunder God too couldn't keep their eyes off it. The human race within the universe is extremely vast, with over tens of millions of variety, however they are sorted into these 10 large groups. The tall and sturdy man pointed at the screen and smiled. Luo Feng looked carefully. The list was extremely detailed. Human first grade bloodline, reaches domain lord at maturity, first grade. Human second grade bloodline, reaches universe level at maturity, second grade. The third and fourth grade, both reaches the star level at maturity. The fifth and sixth grade both reaches the star traveler at maturity. The seventh and eighth grade both reaches the student level at maturity. The ninth and 10th grade don't reach anything at maturity. However, according to the training and aptitude, the probability of a warrior appearing within the races was sorted into the 9th and 10th grade. Which blood grade are you all in? The tall and sturdy man said. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. According to the list, the bloodline of Earth's humans were considered the 9th grade. After all, up till now, majority of the matured humans didn't even reach anything. However, according to Luo Feng's plan, with a large amount of purple light drink being distributed, they believed in about 100 years, the humans of Earth would be able to reach the 8th grade, 9th grade. Luo Feng looked at the tall and sturdy man, 9th grade. The tall and sturdy man looked shocked at Luo Feng, before turning to glance over at Hong and Thunder God, disbelieving. Yes, 9th grade. Hong said too. So what if we are the 9th grade? We can still break through on our own. Thunder God said. The tall and sturdy man laughed. His laughter was thick while carefree and relaxed, continuous. I don't mean that. I was just very shocked. A race of the 9th grade, to be able to produce 2-star level 1s, along with a star traveler level 9, this is very rare indeed. The 9th bloodline grade meant that the foundation was very low, it was very difficult to reach higher. I really respect you all. The tall and sturdy man said, and I'd like to congratulate you all. Congratulate? Luo Feng and the others were suspicious. Yes, your blood grade is indeed lower. This has made it so that your breaking through is exceptionally tough, much tougher than the higher grade bloodlines. However, similarly, if you all use evolution catalysts to alter and evolve your bloodline, they also work better, and are more effective in improving your bloodlines. The tall and sturdy man said, evolution catalysts. Bloodline evolution catalysts. A shocked voice resounded within Luo Feng's mind. Barbata, why are you so shocked? Luo Feng communicated telepathically. Luo Feng, this person talking to you, definitely comes from an enormous power. Bloodline catalysts are definitely considered the top-grade goods within the universe. Without a certain amount of position, there wouldn't even be a pathway to buy them. Unless one spends thousands to tens of thousands of dollars to force a pathway, only through that can one probably buy one portion of these catalysts. Barbata said, think of a way to get the bloodline catalyst from him, it's definitely a top-grade item. Bloodline catalyst, what do they do? Hong asked, our training, isn't that an evolution in life itself? Thunder God looked at the sturdy man in front of him with confusion. The tall and sturdy man smiled, let me put it to you this way, normal people's training process is like constructing a building. The bloodline is the building's foundation. When the bloodline is weak, it means the foundation is weak. Humans with weak bloodlines, training is akin to building a skyscraper constantly on the weak foundation. As it gets higher and higher, one naturally has to keep strengthening that foundation to allow it to get higher. However, the higher the skyscraper gets, the more troublesome strengthening the foundation gets. And the ones with stronger bloodlines, their foundations are much stronger, they can easily build up to 100 levels, immediately reaching the domain lord, not even having the dangers of the barriers. Bloodline evolution catalyst, its usage is to alter one's bloodline, akin to improving on your foundation, from a poor foundation, rising quickly to the mid-level foundation. This will allow your construction of the skyscraper to be much easier. Do you understand? The tall and sturdy man smiled. Luo Feng, Thunder God and Hong understood fully. Bloodline evolution catalysts are incapable of adding to your strength by itself, however it can make your training in the future much faster and easier. The tall and sturdy man smiled as he said, of course these catalysts are completely unable to be bought at any surface shops or places. This is because the cost for producing these catalysts are extremely high, they are low in quantity, hence they are definitely not sold externally. Unless one is willing to fork out an exorbitant price, would they be able to get maybe one portion. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God weren't stupid. A strong warrior, who was at least a domain lord speaking so much to them, even bringing up the bloodline catalysts, you have to know, just who actually researched and produced the bloodline catalysts. The tall and sturdy man said, no idea. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God shook their heads, the Virtual Universe Company. The tall and sturdy man said directly, the humans within the entire universe with the most advanced technology, the Virtual Universe Company. This evolution catalyst was something that they had researched and produced, the Virtual Universe Company. Luo Feng understood. The network of the Virtual Universe Company was able to allow an unlimited number of people within the vast universe to immediately enter the network and communicate with their friends. What level of technology was this? Also, the most shocking thing was, the Virtual Universe network worked not just within the normal universe, it worked even within the dark universe, extremely shocking. The network could even be maintained during universe travel. What level of technology was this? It was totally incomprehensible. It was a profound mystery. Ha ha, I haven't introduced myself. The tall and sturdy man smiled. I am from the Virtual Universe Company, stationed at the Black Dragon Mountain Empire Department, one of the external departments. You can call me Mr. Mingyu, or Lord Mingyu, whichever is fine. Lord Mingyu. Luo Feng and the others took bow. Luo Feng felt extreme shock within. My God, what Barbata said was indeed accurate. This tall and sturdy man indeed came from a huge power. The Virtual Universe Company, this was one of the 5 great leviathans from the human race within the universe, stronger than even the Ganwu universe country by many times. Even the master of the Yunmo planet would be considered only an ant facing the Virtual Universe Company. After all, the master of the Yunmo planet didn't even dare mess with the Ganwu universe country. And the Virtual Universe Company owned and covered large amounts of universe countries. Such level of strength and power. Even a department within the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, an external department, had at least a domain lord. How powerful, it made others tremble. So Lord Mingyu actually comes from the Virtual Universe Company. Thunder God complimented. The tall and sturdy Mingyu smiled. He too felt somewhat proud about this fact. It was natural. A person from one of the 5 great leviathans would naturally feel a sense of superiority. This evolution catalyst is something our Virtual Universe Company produced. The tall and sturdy Mingyu smiled. However, with these level of goods, there are very few ways of getting access to them outside. Even if you have the ability to buy them outside, the price would be terrifying and exorbitant. However, if one joins the Virtual Universe Company, to its own internal members, especially to the elites, they could even give it for free to them. Free? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were taken aback. Rich and imposing, this virtual universe company was indeed rich and imposing. It was natural, after all, who could compare wealth with the virtual universe company? For example, the Killing Field Slaughter Space, a domain lord level 1 spirit reader, would have a daily rate of 3.5 billion Ganwu dollars. Just how shocking would the entire wealth of the virtual universe company be? One didn't even dare to imagine. Even the master of the Yunmo planet probably wouldn't even compare to their one strand of leg hair, right? Sponsored. The tall and sturdy Mingyu looked at Luo Feng and the others, his eyes gleaming. Our virtual universe company have been collecting elites from many universe countries, and you three definitely count as geniuses. Your consciousness level is extremely high, star level 1, and your battle ability amplifier exceeds 36 already. Luo Feng blushed with shame. The reason why his consciousness was that strong was due to the golden horned beast. You are not bad too, star level 1 with your own domain. The tall and sturdy Mingyu looked at Thunder God. You too can be considered level 3 elites. The tall and sturdy Mingyu finally looked at Hong, eyes gleaming. Of course the most powerful would be you, Star Traveler level 9, not only have your own domain, but already a 3-layer domain. It's too, your comprehension ability is too shocking. You can already be deemed as a level 1 elite, the Seed Elite. Luo Feng was speechless. Relying on the strong consciousness of the golden horned beast, he was deemed as a level 3 elite. Before, I arranged for 2 of my people to battle you all. The tall and sturdy man pointed at the screen. 3 different images appeared on the screen, depicting the white-robed fighter and the white-robed youth. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God were totally unfazed by the footage. They had already guessed that the 2 powerful warriors could have been arranged by the man before them. She belongs to the special elites of our virtual universe company, and he is a level 2 elite. The tall and sturdy man explained. Special elites. Luo Feng and Thunder God stared at the white-robed female fighter in the screen. Even the Star Traveler level 9, with a 3-layered domain Hong, was only deemed as a level 1 elite. And the female fighter before them was actually deemed as a special elite. No wonder the female fighter could so easily beat both Luo Feng and Thunder God. The universe is vast. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire, such a big empire, its planets are too many to count. Naturally there will be many geniuses. The seeds that our company cultivates are separated into the special elite, levels 1, 2, and 3. However, this is only within the Black Dragon Mountain department. If it were the main company headquarters, their grading is even more strict and rigorous. The tall and sturdy Mingyu said. These words made the Luo Feng and Thunder God totally dumbfounded. In the Black Dragon Mountain department, the 2 of them were right at the bottom. Don't be discouraged. To be able to be deemed as geniuses by our company, even if one is the lowest level 3 elite, amongst the fighters and spirit readers, that is still the cream of the crop. The tall and sturdy Mingyu consoled them. As long as you are all willing to join the Black Dragon Mountain department. Oh right. I still don't know your names. Luo Feng, Hong, Thunder God. The 3 didn't even hesitate. They didn't have any apprehension about giving their names. To such a huge power like the Virtual Universe Company, they probably had their data a long time ago. Luo Feng and Thunder God, the moment you 2 join, you'll be sponsored 1 portion of Bloodline Evolution Catalyst. And you Hong, you'll be receiving 1 S-grade Bloodline Evolution Catalyst portion. The tall and sturdy Mingyu looked at the 3 of them. Are the 3 of you willing to join our virtual universe company? Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. Lord Mingyu, I would like to ask. Hong looked at the tall and sturdy man. If we joined the virtual universe network company, what would we need to do? What missions are there? In the early stages, since your powers are weak, the company will nurture you. Hence the management will be very strict. You will have to strictly adhere to the company's orders in training, taking on life or death exams, etc. However, as your power rises, your rights and privileges will constantly increase. At universe level, domain lord, sector lord, the stronger you get, you only need to act at crucial and critical times. Mingyu replied directly. Luo Feng and the others hesitated. Under strict management. Hong and Thunder God, they were both founders of dojos. How could they be managed and be under strict management, when our powers are weak, during the nurturing time? Are we unable to move on our own? Hong asked. Luo Feng and Thunder God looked at the tall and sturdy man before them. You'll have holidays, fixed holidays. The tall and sturdy man emphasized. The nurturing period when your powers are weak has very strict supervision. This point you all have to understand. Holidays. With the virtual universe network, you can still meet with your loved ones and chat, so the holidays don't really mean much. Hong, Thunder God and Luo Feng exchanged glances and shook their heads. They couldn't accept this. The nurturing period. Maybe the entire star levels were deemed as the nurturing period for the Virtual Universe Network Company. This could be 100 years or more of strict management. Luo Feng and the other two couldn't accept this. The external department Mingyu creased his eyebrows, sighing within. They can't take the strict management. He had frequently encountered such incidents, as the external department that frequently invited geniuses to join their Virtual Universe Network Company. However, since they were geniuses, they'd long have powers that tried to entice them. These geniuses were all generally untamed, who would be unwilling to subject themselves to long periods of strict supervision, hence the rejection rate was high. However, the important internal people, who the Virtual Universe Network Company cultivated, had to pass very strict supervision, and a tedious process, we are unable to accept. Hong said, "Oh, of course," Mingyu smiled. "What I mentioned earlier was the internal members. Our Virtual Universe Network Company is separated into internal and external. There are many privileges to being an internal member, but the supervision is stricter. The external members, however, are much more lax, but their privileges are much smaller. They are far from the internal members. Like me, for example, an external department person." Mingyu smiled. "If you become external members, even though you'll be unable to receive evolution catalysts, but you'll still might be able to use money to buy them. Buying your first portion, and you'll even get it at a lower price. Buying the second portion will be much more costly. A normal external member may buy up to 3 portions." "How much?" Luo Feng asked. "Bloodline evolution catalysts, buying the first portion, is priced at 100 million Ganwu dollars. If it's the second portion, it would cost 1 billion Ganwu dollars." Mingyu said, "Bloodline catalysts are very rarely circulated outside. Only one with incredible luck and skill will be able to get one outside, and the prices would be extremely absurd. At the same time, the Virtual Universe Network Company very strictly forbids you all from selling them outside. If you were ever discovered to be peddling them outside secretly, death." Mingyu said casually. Luo Feng immediately gave up on the thought of selling it outside. "These are some rules regarding joining our Virtual Universe Network Company. Take a look, if you can accept them." The tall and sturdy Mingyu pointed at the screen. On it appeared a large amount of rules and regulations. 5 minutes later, "Welcome to our Virtual Universe Network Company. Right now you are all external members of our Virtual Universe Network Company Black Dragon Mountain Empire Department, currently under my jurisdiction. Drop me a mail if you have any matters." The tall and sturdy Mingyu smiled. "Yes, Lord Mingyu." Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God bowed slightly. Leaving the killing fields, returning to their house, 9-star Bay on Black Dragon Mountain Island, being an external member is extremely lax. They actually allow us to join a few other normal organizations, even allowing us to join things like the Ganwu Dojo. It's really unbelievable. Thunder God walked along the pebble road by the lakeside, exclaiming surprised, "It only forbids us from joining the Battle Axe Coliseum, and other powers that exceed the Empire's power." The Virtual Universe Network Company's military department was separated into internal and external. The internal group was the most loyal and dependable, and they were also forbidden by the Virtual Universe Network Company's most important departments from joining any other powers. The external group was much more lax. For example, if a sector lord from the Ganwu Dojo were to be invited by the company, they could just leave their names in the external department. The moment an important battle or matter arises, they can let their external members go battle. Usually there weren't many limits on the external members, just as long as they don't join any similarly leveled superpowers. The Virtual Universe Network Company doesn't even bother to notice the Ganwu Dojo. Luo Feng laughed. "Ha ha, joining the Virtual Universe Network Company, Luo Feng. I still thought of you borrowing some of the Ganwu Dojo's strength in the future. However, since you are part of the Virtual Universe Network Company's external department, with a high enough position, that's even better." Barbata was very excited. "Big brother, second brother, do you have enough money to buy the evolution catalyst?" Luo Feng asked. "Enough. It's still plenty," Hong and Thunder God said. Luo Feng felt helpless within. The main thing was that his money worried him at the moment, because he was using the 89 times efficiency metal groupings, madly swallowing to evolve his internal world, believing that it wouldn't even take a year for him to break through to the universe level. A universe level golden horned beast, the price of the metal it required, that was hundreds to even thousands of times more absurd. Calculating his own money, he definitely didn't have enough. My teacher back then probably never would have thought that his next disciple would have a golden horned beast body. A golden horned beast is really a black hole for money. Luo Feng thought within, third brother, after we finish out matters with the external department, I've decided to go sign up at the Universe Mercenary Alliance. Hong's eyes gleamed, even though I'm currently still unable to take the probation examinations, however I can't take it anymore. Me too. Thunder God licked his lips, eyes gleaming with sense of wilderness, dancing with blades in life or death situations, that's what I call an exciting life. You too, Luo Feng was shocked, third brother, will you go too? Hong asked, let's go together no. Thunder God too looked at Luo Feng. The fighters of Earth, how many of them were gutless, go, of course we'll go together. Luo Feng said, ha ha, Thunder God laughed loudly, brother. Hong too patted Luo Feng's shoulder. Luo Feng looked at his two older brothers who seemed to have a new flame ignited within them, thinking within, risks. Yes, I too want to take risks, the feeling of dancing with blades in the face of life and death, that was indeed a glorious feeling. Back then in the wilderness, gambling his life in death battles with the beasts, that feeling was indeed heart-stopping. If big brother and second brother really encounter an unavoidable danger, I can release my golden horned beast body and save them. Luo Feng thought within. The golden horned beast's existence had to be kept secret. However, if they met with an unavoidable danger, he would of course have to unleash it. Within the hall of the killing fields, an incomparably elderly green-skinned old man sat in the corner, carrying a glass of water, lifting his wrinkled forehead, looking at his surroundings with his muddy eyes. He was the main manager of the Black Dragon Mountain Islands killing fields man Luo, an elder with a renowned name around here. At this time, the tall and sturdy Mingyu swiftly walked over, walking directly to the green-skinned old man, Lord. Mingyu said softly, how'd it go? The green-skinned old man's muddy gaze looked at him. Minitu lowered his head respectfully, the Lord guessed accurately, the three are unwilling to join the internal department, they've only joined the external department, also that Hong is indeed very powerful, Star Traveler level 9, 3-layer domain. 3-layer domain. The green-skinned old man's eyes lit up, his originally muddy eyes seemed penetrating and clear suddenly, almost as though it held boundless amounts of knowledge, able to see right through a person's soul. Before this old man, the 2-star mercenary Mingyu was incomparably respectful, and this was pure respect from within, very good. The green-skinned old man smiled and nodded, his eyes reverted to its muddy state, to be able to discover a level 1 elite, that's not bad. After all special elites, this can be discovered but not sought. This level of genius cannot be forced. For them to join the external department is already not bad. We'll let them expand on their own. Yes. Mingyu said respectfully. Whatever he did before, be it analyzing Luo Feng, or the other two, and observing them for a month, these were all ordered by Lord Man Luo. Why would Mingyu himself have such time to go observe Luo Feng and the other two for a whole month? Earth? The spring warmth bloomed, in China's Yangzhou city. A C9 grade dark, blue triangular universe ship floated over in the sky above the castle. This was a ship that Luo Feng and the others had just bought, spending 11 billion Black Dragon dollars. To Luo Feng and the others at the moment, this was indeed nothing at all. After all the planet defense system alone, Luo Feng had spent about 10 times more than the ship. Don't cry, Daddy is just going out, and we can all meet in the virtual universe. Come, be good, give Daddy a kiss. Luo Feng stood half squatting in front of his two children. The two handsome and adorable boys gave Luo Feng a hard kiss each on the cheek, hugging him tightly, reluctant to let him go. Son. Luo Hongguo patted Luo Feng's shoulders. I won't say more, remember to mind your safety outside. Oh, right, where's Luo Hua? Luo Feng looked around him. Beside, Junnan, who had come to send him off, said, Luo Hua's trading and investing these few days have been a very crucial time. Right now it's their time of dealings. He doesn't dare to relax even a little. Hence, he told me to send you off, and he said he'll apologize again in the future in the virtual universe network. This kid. Luo Feng shook his head and couldn't help but laugh. Luo Feng bid goodbye to his family. Beside them were Hong's family and Thunder God's family, each coming to send them off. After which, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God took 2 slaves into the universe ship. The dark blue triangular universe ship gradually rose into the sky. Under the sights of the 3 families, it swiftly left the atmosphere, disappearing from their line of sight. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.